Welcome to the Halloween edition of AISD-TV News for the week of October 28th. I'm Jessie King.
And I'm Kayla Jones. Members of the Crossroads Christian Church volunteered their time to Knox Elementary earlier this month. The group donated mulch and potted plants, they trimmed bushes, raked up the leaves and picked up the trash, and painted window frames. Thanks Crossroads Christian Church for your donation and time.
On Wednesday, October 9th, it was International Walk to School Day, and participating for the first time this year was Berry Elementary. Over 200 participants met and walked 0.7 miles to school with the help of support from Deputy Chief Oz Flores from the Arlington Police East District. Principal Larry Beaver was very happy with the turnout. Superintendent Dr. Marcelo Cavazos and School Board President Bowie Hogg also walked to school with the students, getting a chance to visit with them and their parents and Berry Elementary faculty and staff.
Remynse Elementary teacher Chelsea Sharp got a big surprise at lunch. While having lunch with her special someone, he presented her with a scrapbook filled with memories they had shared together. On the very last page of the scrapbook, there was a big surprise, a question. Will you marry me? She answered yes. Congratulations, Miss Sharp.
Lamar women's wrestling coach Gordon Stevens had one of his athletes honored recently by the city of Arlington. Chelsea was picked as the Student Athlete of the Month, making her the very first recipient of this award. When she came out for wrestling last year as a 9th grader, it was very hard for her when Coach Stevens suggested that this sport might not be for her. She told him that she wasn't going to quit. Getting to know Chelsea, Stevens learned that she had a life-saving surgery on her brain, and now she wanted to become a brain surgeon because of what she had to go through with her own ordeal. Chelsea also shared with her coach about the motivation for joining wrestling was to develop mental and physical toughness, that this would help prepare her for medical school. Chelsea worked hard and was able to place in a couple of tournaments while taking several AP and pre-AP classes at Lamar. Coach Stevens said that because of all these things is why he nominated Chelsea for the Arlington City Student of the Month Award. Congratulations, Chelsea.
Ferguson Junior High Titans yellowed out. Students, faculty, staff, and administration wore yellow to support Childhood Cancer Awareness Day. At Thornton Elementary, one 2nd grade girl and one 3rd grade boy were presented with brand new bikes from the Arlington Sunrise Rotary for having perfect attendance. The Dallas Mavericks champ paid a visit to Knox Elementary as part of the anti-bullying assembly that was held in the cafeteria. The Mavs representative and champ was very informative and interactive with the students. The assembly consisted of 4 elements: M, motivation, A, activation, V, vision, and S, solution. Staff and students had a fun time.
Priscilla Carter received the Outstanding School Psychologist Specialist level at the Texas Association of School Psychologists this year. Little Elementary Principal Beth Ann Woodard said, "It is well-deserved and I'm proud to have her as a part of our great team." Ms. Carter has spent the last 28 years serving students as a school psychologist. 20 years of those are in Arlington ISD. She is responsible for conducting psychological evaluations to determine eligibility for special education for students with autism, emotional disturbance, other health impaired for ADHD, and counseling as a related service. She also serves as an intern supervisor, supervises trainees, mentors staff, consults with parents, teachers, and administrators. Congratulations, Ms. Carter.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the staff from Nichols Junior High Alternate Curriculum Department wore pink t-shirts in support of their colleague, Karen Johnson, who was a breast cancer survivor. The pink ladies are from left to right: Pat Baker, Irma Adiemo, Erica Lopez, Karen Johnson, Ada Igbobo, Karen Ryder, and Tiffany Williams.
Lamar Vikings wrapped up their Vikes Fight Cancer campaign with the Light the Nation Walk on Sunday, October 20th in Fort Worth. Vikes also sponsored Pink Out at both volleyball and football games that week. The campaign raised over $1,000 for the Light the Night Walk, sponsored by Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Pope Elementary is enjoying a brand new digital marquee out in front of their school. Last week, they held a dedication thanking everyone involved in making the marquee possible. Money was raised from a grant from the City of Arlington's Tomorrow Fund, fundraisers held by the students, Pope Dads Club, and the PTA.
Miller Elementary 4th grader Ashlyn had not seen her dad in 9 months due to his deployment in the U.S. Air Force when he surprised her at school. Ashlyn's eyes lit up and yelled "Daddy" as she leapt into his arms and held on to him for a long time. Texas Representative Diane Patrick was also on hand, present Rick Altabello a Texas flag that was flown over the Capitol building in honor of his service to our country.
The AISD School Board has begun to recognize one high school student each month as the AISD High School Student of the Month during its business meeting. The first student was named at the September 5th meeting, and it was Arlington High School senior Georgia Beatty. She is an IB student and is very involved in extracurricular activities. She makes great grades and is a leader on her basketball team, track team, and campus. October's High School Student of the Month is Betsy Hernandez. Betsy works hard every day at school and has high goals for herself. She is very independent, self-motivated, and committed person who is fortunate to have a family that supports everything she does. November 7th's board meeting, a student from Lamar High School will be announced. Congratulations, Georgia and Betsy.
Bailey Junior High School's speech and debate teams recently competed in the Arlington High's Colt Classic Speech Tournament. The Bailey team placed first overall. Congratulations, Bailey. English teachers from Boles Junior High sported new dues for the Crazy Hair Day during Red Ribbon Week. Red Ribbon Week is an alcohol, tobacco, and other drug violence prevention awareness campaign that's held annually in October in the United States. Over at Remynse Elementary, it was Superheroes Day during Red Ribbon Week, where teachers and students dressed as their favorite superhero.
Mrs. Elizabeth Jane White was presented with the Derrick, Kinney, and Associates Teacher of the Month for the month of October. Mrs. White is a second grade teacher at Webb Elementary. Pictured with Mrs. White, Principal Raquel Liker and Terry Coble from McKinney and Associates. Earlier this month, the Dunn PTA hosted Breakfast with Dads. This event is when the students invite their dads or a significant man in their lives to come and have some quality time together. Outside of the gym, many activities were offered, such as football, basketball, and Foursquare. One of the fan favorites was the delicious food provided by Whataburger. Breakfast with Dads was a huge success and everyone had a great time. And now it's time for sports.
Happy Halloween, everyone. I'm Image Clements. Tuesday marks the last district games for volleyball. Over at Martin High School, it's going to be a good one with the #1 and undefeated Lady Colts of Arlington playing the 12-1 Lady Warriors. Third ranked in district Lamar Lady Vikes will travel to #4 North Crowley. All four of these teams will be headed to the playoffs. In District 15 4A, Seguin loses to Legacy, and the Lady Cougars' last game of the season will be at Mansfield Summit. Seguin will finish 6th in the district. Friday night at Wildman Field, it was the 3-5 Sam Houston Texans that faced off against the 7-1 Bowie Volunteers. Bowie's very quick offense wasted no time in getting on the board with the very first play of the game covering 39 yards with quarterback Keaton Perry hitting Jordan Versey. The second play, Perry connected with Bryson Crossley for a 23-yard strike, and 6 points go up on the board, having only used 24 seconds in the game. Sam Houston's second play, quarterback Irvin Hill fumbles the ball on his own 36-yard line. Bowie recovers. The very next play from the Vols, quarterback Tony James hits Bryson Crossley again for a touchdown, this time for 36 yards. Crossley finished the night with 6 catches for 147 yards and 3 touchdowns. Suddenly, it's 14-0, Bowie having used less than 2 minutes. Bowie's next possession, Perry hits Trenton Shoemate, and this 29-yard strike makes it 21-0. Sam Houston goes 4 and out, and Bowie takes over at Sam's 43-yard line. First play from scrimmage, it's Perry hitting Tony James, and there is another touchdown on the board with less than half of the first quarter used. Sam's Irvin Hill tries to get something going, but gets his pass picked off by Bowie's Nico Small, who takes in from 17 yards out to make the score 35-0 with 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Bowie kicks off, and Sam's Darian Flowers takes the ball at his own 9-yard line, and away he goes. 91 yards down the field, and Sam Houston is now on the scoreboard. Sam Houston stopped Bowie's offense for the first time, and then Hill hits DeAndre Grundy for 32 yards, and the Texans now have 14 points. Still, in the first quarter, the Vols' first place from scrimmage, Perry hits John Murphy. 75 yards later, touchdown! 90 seconds left in the first quarter, and it is Bowie 42, Sam Houston 14. Perry finished the night with 294 yards and 5 passing touchdowns. Bowie's high-scoring offense and tough defense slammed the door on Sam Houston 69-14, leaving Bowie 5-0 in district and now ranked 8th in Class 5A area. Over at Cravens Field, the District 4-0 Martin Warriors faced off against the 4-1 Lamar Vikings. without the Vikings starting quarterback Shane Buechele. First quarter, it was a field goal apiece for the two teams until Lamar's running back, Cameron Smith, punched it from 4 yards out, making it 10-3. After Martin's Eric Walker throws an interception, it's Smith again rushing in from 5 yards out, and suddenly at 17-3, Lamar with 10.5 minutes left in the half. On the Warriors' next drive, Josh Watson runs it in for a score from 4 yards out, and Martin is now within 7 of the Vikings. Lamar drives down the field on their next possession, and Ryan Jacobs hits a 40-yard field goal, making it 20-10 Vikings. Martin Spencer Evans misses his 42-yard attempt, and Lamar comes back with Smith rushing 25 yards for another touchdown for the Vikings. With 6 seconds left in the half, Martin's Walker 45-yard attempt is good, and the score at half is Lamar 27, Martin 13. Martin, known to be a strong second-half performer, puts up 23 points, like this Eric Walker pass to Josh Hill, good for 18 yards and 6 points. The Warriors also had 2 key two-point conversions, but it was the 4th and 6th conversion from Viking backup quarterback Andy Gwynn to Andre Lemons Hicks with less than 90 seconds left in the game that sealed any hope for a Warrior comeback. Lamar upsets Martin 44-36, marking the Vikings' first win over Martin and Coach Fuller's 4 years as head coach. With the win, Lamar is now in the Class 5A area top 20 team. Here is your District 3 5A standings. Bowie, Lamar, Martin, and Arlington Colts, who trample Fort Worth Paschal 55-26, are your top 4. In District 15 4A, Seguin took the lead with 5.5 minutes left in the game, but Mansfield Legacy scored another touchdown and beats the Cougars 44-41, putting Seguin in 3rd place in district standings behind Ennis and Legacy. This week's matchups, we have 2 on Halloween night, Seguin at Mansfield Lake Ridge and Martin at Sam Houston. On Friday night, it's Arlington at Bowie and Weatherford at Lamar. AISD-TV will be at Wildman Field on November 5th when Coach John Keys and the Gun Gators take on Coach Watson Robinson and the Barnett Bears for the city championship. Also, would like to congratulate our cross-country athletes for a great season. Coach Tim Mays and his Martin Warriors won the Boys District Championship. Coach Sammy Epps and the Bowie Vols took 3rd. On the girls' side, Coach Julia Gage and the Martin Lady Warriors won 2nd place, and the Lamar Lady Vikings under Coach Mitch Reed took 3rd place. These teams will be advancing to regionals, and individuals from Lamar and Seguin boys and Arlington and Seguin girls will compete as well. That's it. I'm done. Lots and lots of sports. While you're out there collecting or giving away candy, take in a game or two. For AISD-TV, I'm Remynse Elementary, and I will see you in the station.
Well, Kayla, that wraps us up for our Halloween newscast. Did you have a hard time on deciding what costume you were going to wear? I was going to come as Lady Liberty, but at the last minute I decided on 1920s girl.
Well, actually, I was going to be an angel, but I decided on Minnie Mouse at the last minute.
Well, you still look really cute.
Thanks. I love your outfit, too.
Thank you. Well, for AISD-TV News, I'm Jessie King.
And I'm Kayla Jones. Have a great week.
And don't eat too much candy on Halloween.